with Kurt Maggs. Kurt Maggs Radio.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is the Key Witness Media Podcast. What's poppin'? Man, I've been gone a long time. I think everybody that knows that's been going on with me, I was dealing with some, I don't want to say health issues. I think my age is finally catching up with me. Some people said all of you had that old man sickness. But I'm back in the building. I want to thank everybody who's been listening to some of the prior episodes. I actually saw people checking out the old episodes. So I'll be right back. Give me a minute, and I'm going to get right back with y'all. Make a couple of changes. Hold on and check this out. I'll be right back. The song is called Drift, Kurt Maggs. Check it out.
Key Witness Music.
Kurt Maggs Radio. Hey, we're back. I'm just going to hit you with a quick episode. I said I wanted to try to drop something before the week was out. Sorry for not being able to give you any episodes. Man, I was just dealing with some health issues, just not feeling good at all. Thought I was dealing with COVID-19. Took a couple of tests and it was still coming up negative. Found out it was sort of a situation where it was they consider it called it walking pneumonia. That's what they want to call it, and I'm fine with it, but I never felt that way in my life. So I had fever that one moment I'm feeling okay, then all of a sudden I feel the heat from my temperature. It would be like 101. I think it even registered at one point. It was 102. Then it would drop back down to 99. Then it would go back, and I'm feeling fever, chills, everything that you could think imaginable. I was dealing with it. So taking a couple of COVID tests, they kept saying that everything is negative. So they said it's not it. So I'll go with the walking pneumonia, whatever they want. But I'm feeling a whole lot better. I'm about 90, 95. Still not 100% strong as I would be. But I'm going to just take it, keep walking and keep rolling with it. So thank you everybody who's been praying for me, everybody who's been texting me, calling me, everybody who was wishing for me to get better. I'm definitely not feeling the way that I was over the last 2 to 3 weeks. Like I said, I had a great vacation. Things were excellent. Definitely appreciate just anybody that had any kind of response, just telling me, just, hey, well, you okay? Or what's going on? I'm going to tell you, that was quite an experience. I mean, I was sleeping 12, 13 hours. I mean, I would only be up for a couple hours a day. That's how bad I was feeling. So, whether the test was accurate, I would never know. So all I can say, people, take care of yourself and do the best that you can. Like I said, I'm one of those guys who know that the COVID-19 is something serious. I had people die in my family, people that got sick from it. So I know that it's not no government conspiracy or whatever they want to come up with. But it's been an interesting 3 to 4 weeks. Like I said, I wanted to come back when I got out of town. I being able to visit. I wanted to talk about those experiences. I was not up for it. Like I said, there was a couple of times I wanted to go ahead and do a podcast and at least drop a 5 minutes. Man, every time I got ready to dealing with coughing and the temperature, I just couldn't get myself to do an episode and give you 100% as far as a podcast. So I just said I'll do it the next day. The next day came, still wasn't feeling it. Somebody just told me it sounded like I had an old man sickness. Yeah. The reality of becoming older. Like I said, I never usually was ever sick. And even if I was, I would knock it out in a day or two. It wasn't nothing that lingered. So that's why I always felt like it might have been maybe COVID related. Like I said, I've never had a temperature that would change every hour. So it is what it is. Able to take some medication, some antibiotics. And so thanks to the staff at Immediate Care, doctor's office, tried to make sure that I got back to my regular self. And I'm able to bring you back a podcast. Sorry for all the ones that contacted me and saying, man, you haven't dropped anything. I said, you ain't got no story, nothing to talk about it. I guess they be so bored at work or whatever they're doing. They just want something to talk about or something to laugh about what I said or what I did. And I'm like, okay. So back on here, I think I will talk about some of my experiences on some of the later podcasts. So I'll probably try to drop one tomorrow. Probably drop one Wednesday and Friday to try to catch up and make up for what I haven't done. But before I forget, I wanted to say thanks to everybody, Indiana Wesleyan University. Definitely appreciate you. Thank you. Anybody get a chance, go to Indiana Wesleyan University, punch it and put it in your Google. Find out if you want to take classes. One of the best colleges of all time. You get all the resources, things that you need. You can get a degree in certain different areas and categories. Check out and see whatever you need. But check them out. Go to IndianaWesleyanUniversity.com. I think it's INDWES.edu. Go there, check them out. See, got a goal or a dream to finally get a degree. Go ahead and go for it. It's a great atmosphere. Great experience. The people are great. The teachers, the professors, everybody is all on one minded and one goal. and that's to become better people, shine your light brighter, and become a world changer. So shout out to Indiana Wesleyan. There you go. One of the best as far as I'm concerned. I'm not going to be before you long. I'm going to go ahead and try to wrap this up. But so much stuff has been going on, man. I just like straight tripping. I want to thank everybody who know that I had to make some a crucial decision that I didn't want to make. And a lot of times you have goals that you set in your life and things that you want to accomplish. And sometimes those goals and things that you want to accomplish may get derailed. And sometimes your mind can be telling you yes, but your body is saying no. And I had to make a decision where I had to look at my feet. I mean, you know what it sounds? It do sound like an old man stuff. Start talking about your feet. But I remember working in the steel mill and working around people that in their later years, in their 60s, and they're getting ready to retire. They could barely walk because they were walking around with metal tarsal and steel toe shoes for years and years and years, 30, 40 years. And they would have problems with issues. And the one guy that always will stick out, he was a foreman in the mill named Mr. Holman. And Mr. Holman had some serious feet problems, where he could only walk probably about a good 20 or 30 feet and he had to sit down. And he did that. He walked around like that for years till they forced him to retire. And I said out to myself, I never wanted to be that guy. Mr. Holman was making a lot of money back in the day. We're talking 90s. And he was making six figures then. He didn't want to let that go. He was a very tight, stingy guy. One of those guys, you know, he'd say, hey, what you got for lunch? And it would be a sausage link and a hamburger bun. And that would be his lunch. Because he was too cheap to spend any money on anything else as far as food. He figured food was, all he needed was something to eat, just to live, and then he was fine. Other than that, he was putting that money in his sock, wherever else that he kept his money. But he was not about to spend it. Now, if other people bring pizza and food and they give it to him, he eat it all up. But when it comes to his money, he wasn't spending it or nothing. He wasn't about to do that. But Ivory had a bad, his feet was, I've never seen nothing like it. To this day, 20 years later, I've never seen anybody walk around like that. And I said I never wanted to be that guy. No amount of money. You can get knee replacements. You can get hip replacements. Every replacement that imagine possible now. But there's nothing you can do to replace your feet. And I was forced to make a decision based off of that. And I would like to thank everybody who assisted me on the mission and helped me to understand that whole process. And I'm going to go and reflect into that later. I don't have time right now. But I just wanted to drop and let everybody know that I was doing better. I'm doing okay. Thank everybody who was calling, texting, wishing me well. But before I go into my get ready to leave this episode, and definitely appreciate everybody and show the love. But man, people around me, man, I had to deal with another death of somebody that I was working with, that I had desired to work with for a while. And this one totally caught me off guard. And working with a guy named Paris Bowens, and finally was able to get him to do something with me. And this is a project, and the music that you hear playing on the background was something that me and him was working together. And Paris was he's worked with Jill Scott, Musiq Soulchild, that whole neo soul movement, Ty Tribbett. He's worked on so many people's projects, and it was an honor to be able to get with him to work with something. And he passed away at 30 years old. And it's like, man, I wanted the two so bad to, I don't know, man. I was so lost for words when I found out that he passed away. And you never look at someone that young passing away. And I told him that definitely appreciate for all the years that I've been trying to just to do something. And man, I just don't know. You see a lot of these legends leave here, and they're not old, but they're still in, they're in their 50s. But this one caught me totally off guard. And this is a project that I asked him to help me with, and I'm just playing a portion of it. And I'm doing the drums and the little bit of auxiliary stuff, and he's the one who's playing that lead on there. And if you could hear the whole song, I mean, he kills it. But man, I want to say rest in peace, Paris. I definitely appreciate you. Man, I still can't believe that you're gone. He's worked with the guys from the Roots. And just this short story, I remember he was working with Timberland. And they were in the studio together. And the guy that had brought him on and was like, and they introduced him to Timberland. And Timberland was like, nice to meet you. And what do you do? He said, well, I'm a keyboard player. And he said that Timberland was looking at him like greatest keyboard player I've ever worked with was Devontae. Of course, Devontae was with Jodeci. And I told him that what happened. So he said that Timberland told him, go ahead and play. Let me hear what you got. So Timberland plays a track for him. Told him, he said, well, see what you can do with this. So Devontae lost points with Timberland because he said, Paris, you're probably the best keyboardist I've ever played with. And I definitely appreciate you wanting to work with me. Paris was definitely very humble guy, laid back, and he never act like he was more and better than what he was. He's worked with so many, Jill Scott and Erykah Badu, that whole neo soul movement he was a part of. And I found it an honor and a privilege that he would even let me do anything remotely close with him. So the respect was always there, and I definitely appreciate you. Man, rest in peace. And man, we're going to try to get together with some other people and try to finish some of the stuff that he had left. And the stuff that he did for me, I want to try to get it done as soon as possible. Thank you and appreciate you. Peace and God bless. Thank everybody for listening.
You're now listening to the Key Witness Media Podcast with Kurt Maggs. Kurt Maggs Radio.